Good evening, everybody who's jumping in to watch. Um, since I didn't announce this video either, I've got to share it on the social media really quickly. So let me go to that. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Got it. Nice Facebook post. And hopefully that's probably how you found me. So I'm glad you're here. Okay, let's get restarted, I guess. Earlier I did some work on this melody from, let's see, in the beginning here, moving some stuff around there. Let's just go ahead and get a recap of the three main themes here. I'm gonna scroll down to my tell you what, let me close my browser, Google Chrome, taking up a chunk of data there, so I'm not all laggy on you. Okay, so the first main melody, I'll go ahead and play it from the top. There's this little guitar intro, but then the first thing is there. Yeah, I gotta turn that chord playback off. But man, don't those drums sound fantastic. Okay, so this is where I gotta do the work and come up with a melody for this section. Still didn't like the ending of this line, but well, it was this weird thing I was just kind of honestly throwing down as a joke. So maybe if I give it a shot without that. Let's scroll back. Doesn't have to be quite this far. Where's the bass trombone come in? There's the piano chord. Okay, and this is the beginning of that phrase. Cool. Right here. Let's hear it with some not joke notes in the top. Yeah, I'm still mad about it. It comes out of nowhere. Um, the top trumpets, I don't dig it. I'll figure out something else to go there. That's not, that was never a permanent installment. That was just something to throw down some ideas. Um, the next theme, totally the least fleshed out of all of them. Just this bass line movement. I've had some stuff rolling around in my head since earlier today when I worked on this, but here's the bass line. Okay, so that's that bass line. Like I said, I've had some stuff rolling around in my head, some big block chords, just like wall of sound over top, this with some big drum fills, into those big block chords, changing where they hit so that it's a little unpredictable, but still feels good. Um, and then the third idea, I'll just do where the idea comes in. We don't need the intro really, but the just so you know, the transition I intend to have here is definitely bars of 7, um, just butted right up against this maybe big block chords, and then this huge buildup in those 7 bars with no hint of this ever happening, and then straight to. Sorry, I stopped it just to go up here to the melody, so we can see the melody. That should have it the whole time. Man, that is that is one of the hardest hitting melodies I've ever written. Like, I'm so proud of this. It kind of just popped in my head a little bit, and I sat down here and messed around with the notes, um, kind of where they were. I tried to make it sound match what I was hearing in my head, but what I was hearing in my head wasn't so definite that I could really decipher. It just had a kind of direction and feel idea. So I messed around with which notes were in the scale or not in the scale, because it's just an F minor pentatonic lick, right? You know, but that second note, well, what I consider the second note, unless you don't consider this first note part of the melody because it's so detached, that's kind of up in the air, but this one is not in the pentatonic scale. So to put it that early on with that much emphasis, though, is what is sort of funny about that melody. It sticks out, I think. And I like that. I like that it just is a little more surprising. Or I guess it's a little surprising because it's a little more unusual. I don't know. Okay, so oh man, that hi-hat's just gonna ring now. I don't want the. I think I want to give the melody back to the flugels and soprano to wrap this section up. So let's throw that there. Scratch that. Scratch that. And, yeah. So, because this is pretty fleshed out. Oh, I forgot I did start writing some thicker sax harmony there, didn't I? I really forgot about that. So let's see. I really want to stay in concert pitch. That's really high for all of them. And it would have to be, I need to skip a voice. Sorry, microphone slipping around here. I'm just sitting on the couch without a proper setup, like mic stand and stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna have to open this voicing up if I want to do this fanciness, cause gosh, sorry. Maybe I need to take a moment to set something up. Actually, let's see. What can I do? I have my bag. That's a little uncomfortable. I don't know how good this is gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be helpful, but I've just got a little laptop stand here. Kind of, I want to wedge it underneath the laptop and scratch it up. There, we'll see. Okay, second taken. Alright, I spent a second on the microphone. I feel better. It is, seems to be working. Cool. If I want to harmonize this now, I need to spread the voices because if I don't, the tenor sax is not going to reach all the way up there without some altissimo work. So I need to, well, I guess it's a high F, not so bad, but I need to close it or open it up. So what that means is traditionally I would take this lick um, and paste it down. I'll go ahead and grab the whole thing down here and do what's automatically been done, drop it down an octave. And that's going to give me this lick, this harmony that I've written just down an octave. So now I still get to keep all that good, luscious harmony that I've written, and now make up a new line. So that's how that goes. Well, this is the line that's in the lead trumpet, so I need to just go ahead and copy that if that's what's going on. G is what's in there, yeah. I should have just grabbed the trumpet part and copied that. That was really dumb. And the problem is I had that thought early in that process and just ignored it. Thanks, me. Okay, so this is way up there. Um, that's not a great um. It's fine. It's a fine note on tenor, actually. So that's nice. We're a lot closer now to a good harmony feeling. Let's go with if I go with another third down, I'll be on an A flat, which will be nice because it'll put that G, it'll be really clear. It'll make that G feel like a major seventh, which is another pretty color um, to sort of point out about it in this minor chord, in this F minor world, that 9 is a half step below the third. It's also a major seventh above it. So we can point out that color by putting an A flat underneath it instead of going with the whole step and making this a B flat, which would add a different color in whole step from the C, and that's kind of what I thought maybe originally, but I'd like to save that maybe for other parts of the line. Use this to point out the color of that G natural. And that, I'm going to check these grace notes because definitely don't want that to have a grace note a sixth away. Alright, so I went on my rant about the A flat. Let's see. E flat. Oh, this is the soprano sax line copied down. Okay, cool. That's exactly what I need. So, between E flat and, well, I pretty much, if I do the G here, it'll really feel like just the planing down of a voicing, I think. Well, yeah. So I don't want that. Uh, so do I go with F? If I go with A flat, it sort of clashes with this lead trumpet melody. Yeah, with the alto sax melody. I mean G doesn't. I don't know. I'll listen. We'll listen to it. I'll see if I feel like it clashes, or if it feels not clashes. If it feels like it's like planing, that kind of sounds like a method book exercise or something. I don't like the idea of that. So Hmm. I don't think I want to write. Well, I've got the E flat above this. Do I want to let the line condense down into 3 voices here? That might be. That might not sound. That might sound cool, actually. I'm gonna let this G sit. I'm gonna listen for that a little bit. But let's check it out. Oh man. That that sounds fantastic. I'm curious. I want to hear. We don't need those extra dynamics. This, this I don't know what's going on with this tenor sax here. I've got to pick a voicing for this. Pick whatever this chord's gonna be right here. So that's gonna be an important. Um, and that sound lasts a while. So, and it's all over this E flat. So I've got. Let's see. Right now I've got. I'm making it an E flat 7 with the root doubled up here. That is not something I want. So I'm gonna have to have that voice go up. It's definitely not something I want. And why don't I make it a, as much as I don't want to repeat a note. Um, I don't know that putting the, I mean that doesn't make it a 13 really, it makes it a 6. um, I definitely don't want to go to, this really kind of has me stumped. I guess repeating a note will be fine, it's not the worst thing in the world. There on an E flat. Yeah, that's not getting repeated anywhere. So that's good. It doesn't need to get repeated. I want to hear that sax thing soloed. And that is easy to do in the score manager. I do not like to use the mixer. That takes forever to load up. I don't know why. I just don't like to use that to do any type of mixing. And yeah. Okay, that sounds interesting. Uh, and unfortunately the little ear thing. Wait, this doesn't. Okay. I like I like that. Okay, yeah, I do like the chord at the end. There's a note. Okay, so here's a thing that kind of bugs me. And what I meant when I was talking about planing here. Um, what I really hear, what really sticks out to me is when the tenor voice, let me see if I can identify which two voices are doing this. I'll point it out to you. I think it's between tenor 1 and alto. And let me show you what I'm talking about here. I think this will be a good little writing lesson. So you've got so it's when you have the line is going down, right? The alto line is going down, and so is the tenor line. And when the tenor has a note like uh, this G, okay, so that one's good. That's the E flat then, yeah, that's where it is. So when the tenor has this E flat right here, and then the alto has that note next. I really hear the repetition of that note sticking out in the line. I hear just like wait up da da, like that's all I can hear in this thing. So I need to fix that and not have the repeated note. Well, I think it'd be easy to just play an F there on the tenor 1 line. I don't think that ruffles any feathers with the rest of the harmony. I could I condensed the lines. Now, what I could do here, you know what? I think I'm going to this is oh man, this is going to be another really great lesson because I'm going to condense the voicing actually. So I'm going to switch. I've got kind of an open voicing going on here. It might be semi-open, maybe not. Let's see. This is a G, A flat, B flat. That's an octave. So I guess semi-open. Yeah, sure. A semi-open voicing, okay? Because there's space. There's a lot of space in between the notes. But there's still like only an octave or less between every other voice. So soprano and tenor, and then alto and tenor 2. Or, voices 1 and 3, and then between voices 2 and 4. Usually still within an octave. Um, then fully open would be, it's all bets are off. They can be universes apart. So anyway, here I'm going to condense since I put there are only 3 voices going on, right? Well, I've got this E flat, you know, on beat 3, that voice. I've got it doubled here in the alto. So I've got that 3 times here. I've got the B flat voice, looks like in one place. that's it is in the lead sax voice, so that'll probably help it carry. And then I've got this G line. That's brand new. So I'm thinking maybe I collapse the voicing here, move all this up. So what that means is I'll have the G line. Let's see what I can do. Let me grab all of this, and just for safekeeping, I'm gonna toss it over here. Okay, so what I'm talking about is I want to put this up here now. Did it do that right? Because that should be an F. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I got that up there. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't drag this down first. I put this down here for safekeeping because I gotta drag everything else down first. That was the whole thing. So let me grab all this instead. Pull it down. Yes. Which means then I can grab this very carefully and throw it here. Yes. Okay. Now, how are we looking? So I collapsed this. I got this G line in. Now it's in a closed voicing because it's the next harmony down from the B flat to the G, and then the G to the E flat, and the E flat down to the B flat. You know, there are probably other chord tones I could throw in there, but that's a chord. You know, that's an E flat major chord, so that's a closed chord voicing right there. So I've moved from semi-open to fully closed. I could. I don't want to double the G line. Having it right there in alto sax, that's a strong um, part of the horn. Um, what am I trying to say? Register of the alto sax. So that'll be there. I don't need to double it and exaggerate it. That's kind of not the point anyway, to bring out any of these harmonies. It's just sort of to make the change that there is some harmony to the line this time. So, yeah, it's not really about any harmonies specifically. It's really just for the effect. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. I hope I sounded convincing, I guess. Let's see, but we have B flat, F, that's the G, I think, so I need to do something here. I think I did this because they're swapping places. Um, but well, yeah, so I don't want to. Because I don't want to have them just repeat their note. Because if a note's going to be repeated, I still would prefer that it change voices. That helps cover it up a little bit, but like I just said before, doesn't hide it completely. But to be honest, why? Why is that happening? Oh, cause yeah, I don't want to go all the way down to C. Well then, can I pick different notes? What do I have here? C. If I went up to B flat instead on this G harmony that's on its own, then I could play that C up here. It means the tenor is going to repeat its F. I don't know if I really care though. Because what are we really playing? An E flat, some kind of E flat chord? C, G, C, G, F. So C, F, G, B flat. Just a 13 chord. Dang. Or 9, 6, 9 chord. Yeah, that's what I decided before, isn't it? Huh. Well, what happens if I make it a 7 chord? What if I make it a suspended, an E flat sus chord? Well, that might not be a good idea. Let's see what happens. Because I played the third, I didn't say, I said that might not be a good idea because I played the third in this bar. I've kind of hammered on it a bit, you know? The third of E flat. Well, I guess this is when the chord changes. I wasn't thinking about that. So there's really no indication. What is there a G happening anywhere? Nobody's playing a G. There's no reason to think this is a major chord. Let's see how it sounds. Ooh, that note repeat, that sticks out. Gotta unsolo these saxophones. There we go. I'm wondering what would happen if well, first of all, I have to address this punch on beat 3 at some point, if that's going to happen. Then, well, let's listen back in context. I think that's going to be valuable. I'm going to stay up here because somebody up here's got the melody at all times. Okay, not 100% on that, but I think I know what needs to happen, and I think it's the most obvious thing. You probably already know. I just... Oh, okay. Duh. It's the... Like, it's the most obvious thing that needs to happen. How about this? Um, I'll tell you what it sounds like is this is actually because I flatted the 7th, um, it makes it feel more like it's the 5 in the key of A flat. So it makes it feel like the D flat is the 4 and C is the 3 in that key of the moment. Um, Let me play it back. I think that's what's happened. Let me play it back, and I think maybe you'll hear what I mean. It'll feel more like that plagal sort of thing that I was going for. I hope. See, in a way, it like that felt more like the plagal thing, even though it hasn't completely resolved. But I feel like it felt more like that than... I know that's literally it, but well, maybe it's just because it's so buried under there. I would have to get I would have to get somebody else on it. And really, this F isn't doing anything, so I could have it like that. I think it's just because this D flat. So maybe if I swap that. What if I just go all the way with it? That's that's a lot for me. That still just doesn't feel like the the plagal cadence for me, you know? Something about it just does not feel like that resolution. The D flat to C felt more like it for some reason. As close as I could feel like it. And maybe because it's easier for A flat to feel like home for a minute in F minor, because it's not that stark of a change from F minor, but E flat is more of a change. For G to feel like home is a lot weirder in the overall F minor key. Um, so is that what I'm gonna do about that then? Have that motion? Uh, huh. This is a tough one. This kind of has me stumped. Let me see what it feels like to just hold that C, even though I don't want the repeated note. Well, you know what? This has all been kind of dumb because, of course, I have this note at the end that needs to resolve. So let's do that from the top down. Definitely want this to have the same motion as the trumpet line. So then I'll follow it down, and we're resolving in E flat. And I'm going to go ahead and let everything go home. So the G is happening. I'm going to have a little bit of a, I would want the A flat to go to G, but we're going to let the soprano take it today. I'll go to the 9. See how that makes me feel. F means that note's being repeated. See, that F is messing me up again. I really didn't. What if I had the 7 and the 6 on here? No 9. So more like a traditional 13 chord kind of thing. That might be too thick. Let's see how it feels. C. Yeah, let it go down to B flat. We got C in the melody, so it's already a 6 chord. We don't really need to do that with the D flat there. So it can be on the 5th, and then the C can just stop being there. Do I want to play a friggin' root? Not really. I could play the D flat an octave down and see if that it's going to feel less clashy because it's that major 7th interval. Let's see if that sort of hides it in there while I get to keep a little bit of the color from having that note involved. Let me get the articulation on there so that it feels right. There we go. Okay, well, this is annoying because finale, I do not want it to just get quieter. Like, don't auto decrescendo this for me, I guess? I didn't realize that was a thing I needed to worry about. That's dumb. I should not have to do that. That's something I'll see if there's a setting that does that controls that. Honestly, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna put the same dynamic at the end of that crescendo and see if it tapers a little less. You know what I mean. Yeah, there we go. Slaps a little less hard. Okay, I'm really happy with that harmony there. Um, I didn't really dig the simplicity of having the fourth one go back to just the original trio. But this is where I decide to change to a different section. That's the kind of thing when I like lose um momentum in a section, move to another section. Uh, I can come back to that section when I um, can get some momentum going for it. Um, sorry, I forgot to narrate. This section I want to do, I have an idea for it. I'm wondering if this is when I wish I had just like 1,000 people watching, because then I could be like, hey, right here, um, should I work on this section and put all these big block chords, or should I go back to the first section and write that chromazone like melody that I described earlier? Uh, uh, Everybody vote in the chat. I'm gonna go get a drink of water. When I come back, we'll see what wins. You know, something like that. That'd be, I'd love to have people involved like that. That'd be pretty cool. Anyway, okay, so I think just by a tiny bit the beginning melody wins out for me. And I think that's because it's gonna do a little bit of the decision work. Now, I mean by that it's going to inform the melody decisions that I make later, even though I know I've already written that other section, and believe me, that's going to help here too. Um, there's going to be some cross pollination. That's the stupidest analogy or metaphor or simile or whatever it is I could have used. Um, anyway, it's gonna it's gonna sound similar, but you know, I'm gonna double down on some parts and do something different from other parts. And the things I do differently will probably be what I pull out in the sections that aren't the section I've already written. So that those similarities are like brought out. I don't know. This will help me pick some intervals and things for the chords I use for the second section. How about that? That's more succinct. So, okay. The melody for this. Let's play the thing without that stupid sounding flam. I don't know why Finale makes a flam sound like that. Man, I messed around with um that guitar lick. I tried it in different octaves. Um Because I kept thinking like, it needs to be higher, man. It just maybe it doesn't sound, And on a real guitar, that'll sound a little bit more loose, And I guess it'll depend on the guitar player a lot too. But I want it to sound a little, not quacky, but anyway, a little funky. Um, but yeah, I just really liked how it sounded down there. It gets a little buried when the bass plays, um, and I like that because then it pokes its head out in that little space. It's like, oh, the guitar is still there. I dig that. Um, so I just that's why it's down in that register. Just in case you had the same thought I did, which is, now that should really be up higher. That's probably more like that characteristic sound. Nope, I like it. I like it down here. And you know what? I'll show it to you just to prove it. It just sticks out the whole time. Then, you know. What I felt like is after that, it got boring. It was like this. You know, you kind of wish it would go away. Just kept friggin' droning. But down here, it gets covered up for a second. You get it, you lose it. Oh, there it is. It's not completely gone, but I think you get the point. And then it sticks out a little bit there, and you're like, oh, our friend from earlier. Yeah, I remember that cat. So there's that. Sorry, that was definitely off the rails. Yeah, we're definitely working in the right section here. So let me put a double bar on this to start. It's absolutely going to be a new section here. Now, I think I... do I want to start with eighth notes just like slamming away? I think I want to start right on beat one. Who do I want to have the melody? Right now, I'm feeling like over this sort of mysterious melody. Um, what came to mind right away was for trumpets to use mutes. I feel maybe not right away, but at some point. Kind of want to give this to some trombone and tenor sax. I want to get that kind of action going on. I love writing for this pairing. It's really it can be a really colorful sound. Um, yeah, especially if the player chemistry is good, and they really listen and play well together. Man, that sound is just so buttery. I love it. So where do I want this melody to start? Well, it's not going to start on the 5 because the bass is already doing that. Probably not going to start on the 1 because that happens next. And I like the idea of the bass line starts away from the root, you know? Let's keep that. So how about a line that starts, let's start on the 7th. I mean, that's the note that's left if I just drew out the chord, so let's go with that. Let's start on the 7th for some kind of melody. I'll write it in the trombone because, you know, the tenor sax, well, it's got to be down here where the trombone can reach anyway, so either one of them's going to have ledger lines, but this is closer to the rhythm section, so I can keep track of where I am in the form. That will help me. So trombone, let's get this line going. Starting on the 7th, which is E flat. Um, obviously up there. Uh, let me play. Let me start this section a couple times just with that note happening. Actually, let me turn it into a half note. So I can really maybe imagine some. Stop doing that. Imagine some melodies. Am I still where I was? Yeah. So I can imagine some melodies starting with that. First, you know, my first consideration is, do I want to go up or down from here? So let's see. Okay, I think I want to launch from E flat here into a double time, sort of, you know, if I'm doing it like this, into a double time line. Um, yeah, launch into like a double time line, but it'll be like a super soulful line after this E flat to F flat, back to E flat little bit. I think you'll hear what I'm talking about. I'm kind of in love with this sound at the moment, so I've been doing it a lot. You'll see. Now I'm in the two sets of 3/16 notes. So let's do that. Do deep do do people The people. Oh yeah, this is gonna be the flat five. Well, I need to rethink my instrumentation because I'm already outside. I mean, I'm not outside the range of trombone, but um, yeah, sorry. I was my brain was doing imagination. So, yeah, I was thinking of different ways where could I put this line. Can it can't go an octave up on I can't go an octave up from this for almost any trombone player that exists. So, well, I mean, I'm sure somebody could do it, but it wouldn't be worth doing. So, I probably need to take this up to an instrument that can, it doesn't need to get down here in the bass clef. That's going to that's going to start clashing with stuff. That's not okay. That's not going to work out. I could run it down and see if I even like the melody, see if I can imagine something that stays up here above the bass clef, the staff. I'll give that a shot. Let me slur all that together. Play it smoothly for now. Let me throw it in flugelhorn. I'll throw it in both of them. See how I like it. See how it sounds. Okay, it's really that's abrupt. I know, like I can't, Finale is not a human, but that is that really yeah. That would be right at the top of the tenor sax's range to throw it up there. It would be is that just like how abrupt that halt is on the line, you know? That's just that's too abrupt. Like that hurts. So I pulled it down here, back down here. The range that it covers is, you know, it's fine. I don't have a lot invested in this line. It's not the most beautiful thing I've created, so I don't even really want to use it anyway. I feel like I need to just come up with a slower line. It's too much stuff. Not it doesn't need to be in double time like this. I do like the idea of having the E flat to F flat in the beginning of this. So I think I just figured it out. Bro, I think I've got it. Think I've got it. Why would you go over there? Pardon my singing, but like that's part of this. I'm really sorry, but it's only so you hear what I'm thinking. Otherwise, I would just. Well, no, I still need to sing it out loud. That really helps. Not rest. Delete. Now, here's the trick. First of all, first of all, I stayed up here in this nice buttery range for trombone, just like Chef's Kiss. Okay? It's also a beautiful range for tenor sax, so that's gonna work beautifully. It's like a nice dark, it can be a very husky range on tenor sax. And so it really kind of depends on the sax players, what they bring. Could also be bright or dark, but by combining two trombones and two tenors, the hope is that some of them have a darker sound than others, and it sort of combines into this beautiful stew of sound. So I'm gonna let's have it. Let's back up several bars. I want to get into this. Four more. There we go. I'm really excited. That sounds a little bit. I don't like the overall sound of it. There's a certain quality to it. It sounds a little bit like maybe it's a little nursery rhymey because it it starts to feel like it's in its own world, in its own little A flat major world because it outlined that triad, and then because of that it sounds like a really hokey major melody instead of this colorful minor melody. So maybe what I need in here is a little reminder um, from the melody that it's in this minor key. So maybe that will help if I play a different root down there. Or what if I don't go up and I go down instead? Maybe I need to. I don't know. I'm kind of starting to abandon this a little bit. maybe I didn't need to go down from E flat. Maybe I need to go up. So what if I go 4 bars to the right here? I just leave that where it is. Go 4 bars to the right, make a different melody. E flat. Is that still the melody? Nice. Pitch memory is working. So dee 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 Okay, what if it's a little bit of a bouncy melody, like what we go off the guitar lick a little bit. We kind of borrow it. Do da do da do da da do da do da do da do da do da do da some kind of, bluesy thing. So that I need to get I have a little numpad keyboard thing that I can use, that kind of speeds this up a little bit. I think, yeah, oh, yeah, that definitely. It's different from the row of numbers across the top of the keyboard, and my laptop doesn't have a numpad built in, so I should use that thing. It would make this more convenient. Let's see. I don't even know if I have the USB space for it. I do. Man, I should use the thing. Let's see. Let's see what's up. I might need to jump off soon, actually, which is a little unfortunate. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I need to jump off relatively soon, but so I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay. Let's so I'm gonna use this cute little melody. And build off of it. If I go straight, just on the nose blues, I can do something like this. Something like that. That sounds a little. It's sort of the double time thing, but less notey. Less. Yeah, less constant. Eh, I don't know about the line at the end, but I feel like I'm closer to something. I'm gonna change this rhythm up this time. Sorry, I was just kind of thinking to myself there. I never intend to do that, just kind of. I need an eighth rest, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. And then that's a dotted eighth rest because I feel like yeah, that just doesn't really. I don't know about that, man. I'm digging the first idea. I'm gonna have to go back here and work. You know, make something out of this. I think I'm gonna have to shape this a little. It just sounds a little contrite with it repeating itself in the third bar. You know, that's the thing I don't like about it. I think that resolution note makes me unhappy. Actually, maybe it needs to drop down like that. That sounds weird. I just had an idea. Da ba What if I have the line find, climb back up to I don't need to do both instruments. Climb back up to the third bar. So let's get rid of that. Da 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 ba 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 maybe a different ending. I'm still not the most in love with it. That's why I'm kind of hesitating right now, but whatever. Let me throw this down and give it a shot. Yeah, that's a big leap to make. Yeah, I think just going back up the chord will do it. What the heck was that? Let's go ahead and put a mark on this. You know what? I'm just not happy with it. Um, I've been in love with doing that little half step trick in the pentatonic scale thing up from the seventh. I like that sound a lot. Uh, I think it's still cool, but maybe it just doesn't need to happen here. Uh, is that, I guess, another note I could start on that doesn't really clash anywhere is the 9? So G, now we're starting to get out of there for, for trombone. Um, I mean, it's not that a lead trombone player can't play a G, but to have it just be a chill part of the thing, and then have a G happen usually takes a little more air than just a chill part of a tune. So I wouldn't want to ask a trombone player to play a high G in this situation, It would be a more powerful timbre than I want. So I could start on a G somewhere else, low in the flugelhorn. Now this could um I don't know what I was gonna say when I started that sentence because got derailed by another thought. If I'm on a C here, I know that in the bass line, yeah, we get a little B natural action right here. So I should account for that. Maybe I can have the melody go in contrary motion. Sorry, natural. And then I have to add a little courtesy accidental P? Yeah. P is the shortcut for that. Nope, that sounds really on the nose, just very obvious. Not in love with that. I am okay with this first sound. Um, this first bar. Not offended by that melody. I want that little slide between these two notes to justify what I did earlier, or not earlier, later, where I have that exact thing happen, these two notes. I want to use that sound from the other part of the tune. It's going to sound like it went backwards, of course, when you listen to the tune. But I'm going to take that and then. I don't know if my can't sing that low right now. Do 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 do. Yeah, that's where my do 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 do. Do. That's conflicting with that B natural. I mean, not conflicting with it, but do. Do I want it to drop, just drop like that? Uh, uh, I feel like I wanted a little more bluesiness out of this. I like that melody. I like the melody that came out. I feel like it's just in the wrong place. I'm gonna move it over a section so I can maybe find a, ooh, undo that. Find a purpose for it later. It's just not quite its time. I think I'm gonna have to move it down a trombone because I'm gonna try to lower it. I want to try lowering it a third and see how I feel if it starts on the seventh, like I sort of abandoned earlier. I am gonna have a high G in there now, but since the trombone's already playing and that's in the middle of a line, I think we can sort of get away with that. And it should be in the same position as the C before it. I think that math works out. Um, so maybe it's even an easy little skip up there, you know. Um, Probably not since the partials are all probably really close together. Anyway, let's just try it. That was a dumb conversation to have basically with myself. But I need to edit this line because it's not gonna work out. Because that's a D flat and I don't want that. We could just walk down the arpeggio. That sounds... No, I do not like that. Uh, Maybe I need to interact more. What the heck? Maybe I need to interact more with the bass line. I just had an idea. What if I had a melody play just on the three beats? Just on, in my mind, beats 3 and 4 that contain 3/16 notes each. Beep, boom, beep. I know that's not the right key. So what if it's like beep, boom, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boom, beep, boop, beep, beep, boop. Yeah, yeah, what if it was... I don't like that last one I did. That was kind of dumb. Beep, boom, beep, beep, boom, beep, oh, beep, oh, beep, oh, beep, oh, beep, oh. Yeah, that could be really cool. Beep, oh, oh, beep, 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 oh. And it's just 1/5, the first notes. I mean, according to whatever my ear did. 1/5. So that's nice and easy. In the wrong key, though, unfortunately. But whatever. That's why I'm so glad ear training. Anyone in college listening to this, go to ear training and take it seriously. Okay. What do I want the last one to be? Do I want it to be different? You know what? I've messed up because this... Oh, that's so good. Oh, and then I can finish it like that. 5/1. Oh, this is gonna be beautiful. I love this right now. This is the one. This is the one right here. I feel so good about this. It's gonna be kind of funky and dirty, and that's what I want, man. I don't know why it selected the other bar, but I didn't want to risk it. Okay. Oh, I'm kind of excited. I want to go back. Uh, the concept is what I really liked. The idea that it's really kind of communicating with the bass line at first. Uh, what if I landed on a pitch in this? You know, I jumped the gun on copying this all to the tenors. That was dumb. I need to maybe land on a pitch at least. dee dun, dee dee I mean, courtesy accidental on that eventually, but eh. What if this kind of finishes the bass line? Uh, I don't like that. Uh, the reason I'm thinking about putting a note on the downbeat is because there's not a note on the downbeat in the bass line. So that would make it kind of rigidly fixed to this rule where I'm imagining the melody plays every time the bass doesn't play, but then there's some bleed over to make it more interesting. So what if I have the B flat here so that the B natural there sticks out more? The ending sounds a little... Honestly, having a C there. But don't want the resolution on the downbeat. That's... I... Since a long time, real talk for a second, for a long time I have had this rule where I do not want to put a root on a downbeat. I never, in my playing, in my writing, I really kind of just don't like to slap a root on the downbeat in a melody. It's kind of why I haven't done it in the bass, really. I know 2 is a downbeat, but it's not at the top of the bar. I don't like the way it sounds in a melody. It just sounds like, especially at the end of a line, for it to go just like slap on resolve to 1 at the end of the line. Like, I just really kind of don't like the sound of it. It sounds so bland, if you know. Yeah, it sounds so bland to me. So I try to avoid doing that, and over the years, that's kind of that has definitely colored a lot of my melodic choices. So I just remove that. I either take the downbeat away, which I have found to be a really nice choice, um, when the other option would be to change, another option would be to change that note. I have found that if I did, if there was a line, if there was a line that went like boo da boop 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 bop, it lands on the downbeat there. I You could change the note. Boo da boop boop beep boop boop. Okay, cool. But I started to prefer going beep da beep boop beep boop. Just leaving it there. Leave the downbeat off. Sounds so cool and fresh in my ear. So sorry for that mini rant, but that's what I'm gonna try here. Okay, so all that mini rant sort of for nothing because this I do not like. It just sounds like random notes in a random order now. I've got this line that's happening from B flat, B natural, C. can I make that happen somehow in this over a larger scale? What if I pretended there's been a B flat happening this whole time until here's the first time anybody says anything about any kind of B. So what if I pretended it was B flat back here? Oh no, sorry, there's a friggin' B flat right there. So we've got A flat, D, 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 D. That's a line. That's not a melody though. Yeah, that's not a melody. Um, and a melody could catch those lines like it was. It was doing that. So I shouldn't bash that melody. You know what? I may need to come back to this. This yeah, I'm glad I spent this time with it. Because it was worth it to sort of leave, I don't know, to get some options out there so I wouldn't think one is a go and then not think more about it. It's good to know that I need to spend some more time on this in my head. Now, that means I didn't end up doing this because I've got to go ahead and log off here. I didn't end up getting to this part with the big, thick chords. I may spend some time with that on my own. I don't want to just bog you down with content. Or I don't know, maybe I need to just throw all the content out there all the time and see what happens. But yeah, I think I'm gonna maybe work on that on my own. Might stream it, whatever. I have some time tomorrow, so I might do that. And then, of course, the progress we made with the fourth melody. Just since we spent so much time on it, I want to give this a quick listen before I go. Um, and then I'm going to head out of here. So, thank you for sticking around for this almost 2 hours. Um, sorry I didn't give more notice that I was going to stream, but of course you can always watch them back later. I'm happy for that. It just, streaming kind of helps keep my brain focused on this stuff. So I just appreciate if anybody watches at all. All right, let's go.